Crispy, airy, and tender tonkatsu. Sometimes we call it empanadas in Latin countries. But let's make it, shall we? Welcome to my workshop. So the story goes that originally this dish was prepared with beef, but when a restaurant in Japan in 1899 made it with pork, people loved it, and it's here to stay. This is typically made with pork loin, but we will use pork tenderloin because I find it to be delicious, and it's my favorite cut of pork. If you follow my channel, you know, like the pork bulgogi, I clean the sinew and then remove all the silver skin. But this time, we're gonna cut it into medallions, about 2 inches, 2.5 inches thick. We're gonna place these medallions in a Ziploc or in between 2 sheets of parchment paper or plastic wrap and pound it. Pound it down until we get a cutlet about 1/4 of an inch to 1/8 of an inch. Season the cutlets with salt and pepper. This is a very thin piece of meat, so we don't want to overpower the flavor of the pork. We just want to season lightly. If you season too much, it's going to become salty and you're going to lose the whole juiciness of the meat and this whole flavor of the pork. We want to make sure that we preserve that flavor of the pork. Once the cutlets are seasoned, let's prepare our breading station. There's 3 main players in a breading station: flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, or panko in this case. In the bowl of flour, we're gonna add 2 cups of flour. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and 2 teaspoons of granulated garlic. In another bowl, we're gonna beat 4 eggs, really well beaten. And in the last bowl, we're gonna add our panko. Panko sometimes can be very thick, sometimes it can be very light. It all depends how you like it. If it's too thick for you or too big, you can put it in the food processor for a little bit and make it nice and light. The standard breading procedure is we're gonna put the cutlet in the flour. Usually I like to do it with my left hand if I don't have tweezers or anything like that, or tongs. And then we're gonna go from the flour to the egg mixture. On that side I will use my right hand, and then I'll remove it from there and put it into the panko using my left hand again. The reason being, I don't want to make a little cake into my fingers, so that's why I try to keep my one hand dry and the other one wet. Okay, now that we have our cutlets breaded, let's fry them. We're gonna fry them in a shallow pan at medium heat, around 325 degrees. We don't wanna make it too hot because we don't want the cutlets or the katsu to burn and then be a little bit raw inside. So 325 is good, 330 is fine. And we're gonna place them in the oil and fry them until GBD, or golden brown and delicious. This takes about 2 to 3 minutes per side. Remember that these cutlets are really thin, so they will cook quick, but we want to make them golden brown. We don't want them to be too dark. Once they're cooked, we're going to remove them from the heat and immediately sprinkle them with salt and pepper. And if you like little heat, you can put a little bit of red crushed pepper on it too. But this needs to be immediately after we take them out of the heat, so it captures that salt and stays with it. Now, the beauty of this dish is that it can be served with white rice, in a sandwich, with noodles, with pasta, or however you wish to devour this delicious piece of meat. Get creative and serve it to your family however they like it best. I'm very sure that this is going to be a hit. People are going to love it, and you're going to be making this a lot. I hope you enjoy this one recipe. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. It's a recipe that you can make in 15 minutes, and this recipe will be in our bio and our YouTube channel, like always. And just remember to follow and like, comment, and follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. God bless, and ciao.